Hello there. This is Megan here with Core3 Harmony and Wellness Services. I so appreciate your time. Thank you for listening in, tuning in to hear what I have to share and say. For today, I will not be very long. I will do as best I can to be brief. But before we dive into all of that, first and foremost, uh, thank you so much. This is an amazing opportunity to speak and share uh, information that I have learned that I am working on and working with clients on and with. Today, I want to dive in a little bit and share some insight that I'm working on behind the scenes for information that I'm providing on our newly updated online resources and courses that I want to say it's been 2 weeks now that has been up and available on the website. And I want to encourage you to check out the website, as I know there are folks that do call in or reach out for information, and the information that they're asking about it's actually there on the website. So let me pull back a little bit, introduce myself. My name is Megan, creator and founder of Core3 Harmony and Wellness Services. Here at Core3, we provide services in 3 areas. That's music therapy, counseling, and coaching. I have been in the profession, the mental health helping profession, for over 20 years now, 23 to be exact. And I am always learning. There is never a dull moment. And just when I thought I knew a little something, something, come to find out, well, I know a little, but not as much as I could know. So I'm always reading, absorbing as much as I can information on how to work with people and help people in various stages of their life. So for today, we're going to dive into what is emotional regulation. This comes up quite a bit, of course, in the therapy space, but it is a term that I know many people are familiar with, especially here. I'm here in the United States. There is the precipice to incorporate what's called social emotional learning, especially in the school settings, with minors and youth, so that they're starting to acquire these skills very early on before they hit adulthood, which is definitely important. We can see that there is so much breakdown that occurs. And I know in the space that I'm in, when I'm working with folks, a lot of their childhood stuff is impacting and affecting their adulthood, no matter where they are in the adulthood, whether they're young adulthood or older adulthood. I'm finding that they are still impacted by childhood experiences. So for those of you here who are subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I am so grateful for you being here with me and to tune in to what I have to say. I do not take it lightly. I know there are a lot of people on this platform on YouTube, so I appreciate the time and the view that you provide me. For those who are not subscribers, please subscribe. My goal and intention is to provide information that is informative, uplifting, and inspiring to you, as well as share some information that I'm learning along the way, and especially as I notice commonalities between things that are themes, I want to say, that are popping up as I work with folks. It's all to help you to have a space where you can find information that may be impacting you, as well as the experiences you may be currently participating in or have going on in your life. So excuse my voice. I have a sinus infection here. It is pouring here. I am in Northern California. Um, so I have noticed as I get older with the rain impacts, kind of flares up my sinuses. So excuse me if my voice sounds a little groggy froggy. So for today, we're going to talk about what is emotional regulation, give you some insight. This information I am taking directly from the resources and information collected that will be provided in the for those who are members or become members of Core 3 Academy. I have a express course. I like to call them express courses because I think it's important to be brief, be concise, and be accurate to the best of my ability with the current knowledge that we have and that I've obtained. So, with that, I am currently creating and providing access to, for those who are Core 3 Academy members, um, a a series on resilience and why that's important, how that's developed, how it's maintained. Part of that series on resiliency is it dives into and talks about emotional regulation. And I wanted to share a little bit of insight regarding that for you here today, to give you a little bit of an understanding some of the information that I'm providing. And I also have the link to the um, ebook store as well as the academy is down below in the description. Please go check it out. There are free resources as well there, as there is some paid items and participation in the academy if you'd like. I want to encourage you. This is a place where you have access to, as long as you are a subscriber and a member to the academy, you have access to all of that information. I guarantee you it is going to be beneficial and helpful to you, to your circumstances and your situation. Okay, so let us dive in. What is emotional regulation? Emotional regulation is the ability to exert control over one's emotional state. It may involve behaviors such as rethinking a challenging situation to reduce anger or anxiety, hiding visible signs of sadness or fear, or focusing on reasons to feel happy or calm. So it's your ability to control your own emotional state. Now, in the therapy space, this is a specific area that is brought up quite a bit because depending on our prior experiences, our upbringing, our background, our ability to understand how to obtain control and maintain control over our emotional state is highly impacted and affected by what we have learned and what we have found to be the way in which needs or our means are met. So to understand that there are no wrong or bad emotions, that's one of the first thing I like to reiterate when I'm working with someone. There's no wrong or bad emotions. There's a spectrum of emotions. There are emotions that are more intense than others. There are emotions that can provide us a certain physiological change or response. But there are no wrong or bad emotions. Okay. I wanted to share that the Berkeley Wellbeing Institute stated that emotion regulation is defined as the ability to affect one's own emotional state. It can involve either increasing positive emotion or decreasing negative emotion, or both. Generally, it involves changing your thoughts or behaviors, sometimes in conscious and sometimes in unconscious ways. So when we start to understand, okay, how did this thing make you feel? Or what kind of impact as a result of this occurrence, what kind of impact did it cause you emotionally, physically, mentally, emotionally, and I even dive into spiritually, right? And so we start to understand this awareness of this made me feel this way. Then we unpack, okay, where is that derived from? And it can be as simple as, I'm using this as an example of, a person completely shutting down when they are getting yelled at, or a person immediately on the defense and getting loud and getting aggressive as they are being yelled at, or if they're feeling in any kind of way, any sense that they are being threatened. So these emotional responses are connected en route to a memory of some kind. Okay. And most of what I've noticed is that does connect one back to the very early experiences that they had with that emotion. Emotional regulation is a process of controlling one's emotions, impulses, and reactions in order to achieve a desired outcome. So, you take the example of an interaction occurring, someone getting upset, another person trying to obtain and control their emotions, trying to regulate their emotions, getting pulled into those prior experiences of this is how I reacted, and this is what I'm working on or trying to do in a way to respond better or differently. And so it can be very helpful when I'm working with someone. It's like, what is the desired outcome of this situation? What is your desired outcome of this interaction? Uh, and when we are able to regulate our emotions, we are better able to manage stress, resolve conflict, and communicate effectively. Um, it's that example of it's biting your tongue and giving yourself time to calm down after your partner makes like a snide comment. Or it's the example of choosing to walk away from a colleague who is trying to get under your skin. Everyone has emotions and everyone experiences their emotions differently. Emotional regulation can be an automatic response, but it can also be a conscious, controlled response. So uh, I dive in much deeper here because it's I want to say emotional regulation and the work of obtaining a way to better manage and control your emotions is not like concrete. It it can be different with each person that I'm working with, and it's unpacking where has been the root or the source of the reason and the way I respond the way I do in a situation or in a interaction. I'm gonna get some water here, excuse me. So in the express course in the academy, I break this down even more, and we dive into looking into emotions. How and in what way has all of this information arrived and come to the surface for us? How and in what way have we um, learn what we have learned about emotions and ways in which we can obtain skill sets to regulate, manage, and control our emotions better in response to things that occur, and interactions that we're having with people. And in the course as well, I dive into managing those impulses, um, and understanding what's behind the conscious and the subconscious ways in which we respond, and understanding that our habit way of responding, or the habits of our emotions, how did they get there, and how do we make adjustments to them when we find that they are not providing us the desired outcome we would like and that we want and need in situations and events and in interactions that we have with others. So, I hope that you have learned a little bit today, a little bit more insight for you, in regards to emotional regulation and what that is all about. Key fact here, just want to repeat, remember that there are no wrong or right emotions. Emotions just are what they are. It provides us information. We have terms for them, to provide a language and a description around it. But anger has its place just as much as joy has its place. And there is equal opportunity for both to show up as they need to, given the situation that we may find ourselves in. I always joke and say, you will not find a joy management course or class. What you do find is an anger management course or class. We find those all over the place. Um, and it's understanding that a person that is angry, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are a variety of underlining factors underneath what's presented to us, which shows up as anger. In particular, anger on the spectrum is one of those that can lead one to making choices and decisions that push upon being much more risky or riskier than some other emotions. And so, uh, anger, the emotion of anger, um, is way more. There's way more going on there than one realizes. And a person who, quote unquote, is in need of anger management is understanding what is underneath that tip of the iceberg and what is causing all of the factors and pushing them more into the intense state of their emotion, which causes them to do X, Y, and Z, like which causes them to yell, which causes them to become physical or to become violent or to become extremely aggressive. So it's important to unpack that and understand how the emotion of anger can propel and push one into what we will call a dangerous zone that is extremely unhealthy for, themselves or other people around them. But you have control over that, and it's just learning the skill sets of how to do that. I love the phrase, and I'll end with this, that um, he or that which angers you controls you. And that's a lot of control that one is allowing something or someone to have or to hold over them. So there are two issues that I believe we definitely can use a lot of skill sets and development with, and that's being patient with ourselves and others, and that is having more self-control. So with that, I thank you so much for listening in today. I want to leave it at that. I didn't want to hold you for very long today. I greatly appreciate you. Please check out the link is below, and check out our Core3, our ebook store and academy. I am so excited of how it's turned out, and I'm excited behind the scenes providing information there to help you to live well, do well, and be well in every area of your life. Please know, take action today. There are some free resources available there, so please go ahead and access those. And I greatly appreciate you for your time. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Starting next week, I can't believe it, we're already in April. Starting next week, we will do a dive into procrastination. This is an area that does come up quite a bit, and it's an area to that will be a wealth of knowledge and understanding for us to understand better all of the things behind the scenes of procrastination and how to look at it differently with how for some people it could be a coping tool and a mechanism, or for some people it could of course be truly deeply connected to their depression or anxiety or other things that they are impacted with. So as we wrap up, please know I am sending out nothing but high vibes, high intentions from my energy and heart space to yours. There you go. Get some of that. And please know these three things: that you matter, you are worthy, and you are also very loved. If you have any doubt in any one of those areas I mentioned, please reach out. We provide a consultation on the services that we have here. We work with individuals in person if they're close to our office location, or via online remotely as well. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to speaking with you next week. We'll take a deep dive into procrastination.